You wake up and step out of bed, expecting the ground beneath you to feel familiar. But something is off. Your knees feel unsteady, your ankles a bit stiff, and your legs, once reliable, now hesitate. Most people over 55 chalk it up to age, thinking it's just part of getting older. But what if that quiet stiffness, that brief loss of balance, or that dull ache wasn't just aging? It was your body trying to speak up before it gives out. The truth is, your legs rarely scream when something is wrong. They whisper slowly and subtly through minor changes in strength, sensation, and confidence. And unfortunately, most of us don't notice until a small misstep turns into a serious fall, or a life that becomes increasingly limited by fear. What makes this dangerous is not the symptoms themselves, but how easily we ignore them, masking them under routines, excuses, and the false comfort of normal. Today's video isn't about scaring you, it's about helping you finally hear what your legs have been trying to say all along. Because the sooner we listen, the better we move and the longer we stand strong. So before we go any further, let me ask you, how long have your legs been asking for help? And how long have you been pretending not to hear them? 10 key things we need to pay attention to. 1. The shoes that betray you. Have you ever thought your shoes might be working against you, silently and slowly? Most seniors continue wearing the same style or even the same pair of shoes for years, simply because they still feel okay. But what feels familiar isn't always what's supportive. In fact, many of the shoes that once served you well in your 40s or 50s may now be quietly undermining your posture, your balance, and your joint health without you realizing it. Picture this: you've been wearing that soft, broken-in pair of sneakers for over a year. They feel comfortable, yes, but the soles are worn thin, the arch support is long gone, and the cushioning has flattened. Every step you take sends subtle vibrations up your legs. Your knees absorb more shock than they should, and your hips begin to compensate for the imbalance. You might notice a dull ache in your lower back or a strange tightness in your calves after a short walk. But you rarely think it's the shoes. The science is clear: supportive footwear is foundational to joint alignment and muscular balance. As we age, the fat pads in our feet shrink, our joints become more sensitive to impact, and our gait shifts ever so slightly. Without shoes that adapt to these changes, through arch support, cushioning, and proper fit, we begin walking in ways that favor pain over power. This isn't just a comfort issue, it's a functional one. Poor footwear can subtly change the way your whole body moves, and the danger lies in its slowness. It doesn't hurt on day one, but it quietly builds into a posture that leans forward, a gait that becomes cautious, and legs that begin to lose trust in themselves. So the next time you lace up, ask yourself, are these shoes helping you walk stronger, or are they quietly walking you toward discomfort? Because the journey to stronger legs might just begin with something as simple as what you put on your feet. 2. Barefoot at home, a hidden risk. It feels natural, even comforting, walking barefoot around your home, especially on clean floors, soft rugs, or warm tiles. Many people over 55 say it helps them feel grounded, relaxed, even youthful. But here's the quiet truth: your feet have changed more than your floors have, and walking barefoot, though it seems harmless, might be placing your legs under more stress than support. At a younger age, the thick fat pads on the soles of your feet helped absorb shock, cushion joints, and stabilize movement. But as we age, those cushions thin out, nerve sensitivity declines, and our body becomes less responsive to subtle shifts in balance. Walking barefoot on hard surfaces like tile or hardwood transfers direct impact to your heels, arches, and joints. It may not hurt today, but over weeks and months, it can trigger heel pain, arch strain, and even throw off your alignment from the ankles all the way up to the hips. Imagine stepping on a small object without realizing it, or slipping slightly on a smooth surface. In youth, your reflexes protect you, After 55, that moment can become a fall, a fracture, or a long recovery. What's more, we often equate bare feet with freedom and relaxation. But in reality, your feet, especially at this stage of life, need structure and support even at home. Supportive indoor footwear, like cushioned house shoes with non-slip soles and proper arch support, can dramatically reduce daily strain and lower your risk of imbalance or injury. This isn't about losing freedom, it's about choosing safety that lets you move with more ease, more trust, and less tension. So the next time you slide off your slippers and walk barefoot across the floor, pause and ask, is this moment of comfort quietly costing me long-term stability? Because sometimes, what feels softest underfoot may be slowly hardening the path ahead. 3. That pain you ignore isn't just age. When did we start calling pain just age? That dull ache in your thigh, the stiffness behind your knee, the tingling in your feet that only shows up at night, these are not just signs of getting older. They are signals, and like any signal, they have a message. But most people over 55 have learned to dismiss them with a quiet sigh or a hopeful "it'll go away." Picture this. You've been walking through the grocery store and suddenly feel a pull in your calf. You pause, shift your weight, and carry on. A few days later, your ankle feels tight when you first stand up in the morning. Then comes the numbness when you sit too long. None of these feel urgent, but together they form a pattern your body is asking you to notice. Physiologically, chronic leg pain can signal poor circulation, early-stage nerve compression, or even subtle muscle loss, all of which can progress if left unchecked. The body, especially past midlife, doesn't create pain for no reason. It sends discomfort as a warning that something is off in the balance of movement, blood flow, or neural response. And emotionally, this ignored pain creates quiet anxiety. You move less, doubt your steps, and slowly shift your lifestyle around a discomfort that could have been addressed earlier. The problem isn't pain, it's how easily we normalize it. What's most concerning is not the moment pain begins, but how quickly we accept it as the background noise of life. Instead of asking what it means, we ask how to live around it. But if you start listening to it now, tracking when it shows up, what triggers it, and how it changes, you give yourself the chance to address it before it reshapes your life. So the next time your leg whispers with discomfort, ask yourself, is this really aging, or is it your body asking you to pay attention before it's too late? Because some of the most dangerous pain doesn't scream, it waits patiently, hoping you'll finally respond. 4. The stillness that steals strength. You might think rest is harmless, necessary, even. But what if stillness, the very thing we associate with healing and comfort, is actually weakening your legs day by day? The truth is, muscles don't just disappear from disuse, they quietly retreat, shrinking with every hour spent sitting still. For many people over 55, long periods of sitting become the norm. Watching TV, reading, scrolling, even doing puzzles, it feels like a peaceful routine. But then one day, standing up from the couch takes more effort. The knees don't lock as quickly. You feel a wobble you've never noticed before. This isn't sudden, it's accumulated stillness taking shape in your joints, your muscles, and your balance. Physiologically, when we sit for long stretches, especially without changing position, the large muscles in our legs, quads, hamstrings, calves, lose activation. Blood circulation slows, the lymphatic system drains less efficiently, and joints stiffen from lack of movement. Even something as seemingly harmless as standing for hours without shifting weight can create micro-damage in the feet, knees, and hips, leading to swelling, discomfort, and postural fatigue. But the deeper issue is psychological. We often equate stillness with safety, when in reality, our bodies are designed to move, stretch, and circulate. Every time we remain still too long, we subtly train our legs to expect less from themselves. Over time, that expectation becomes a reality. Mobility fades not because of age, but because movement was no longer part of the day. If you've ever stood up after an hour and felt stiff, it's not just temporary tightness, it's your legs telling you they've been asleep too long. So perhaps the better question isn't how often you rest, but how often you move through that rest. Because it's not just stillness that steals strength, it's the belief that sitting still is neutral. What if, instead, movement was your quiet medicine, and you'd simply forgotten to take it? 5. Small cuts, big consequences. What if the smallest injury on your foot could quietly lead to the biggest loss of independence? It sounds exaggerated, until you understand how one unnoticed cut, blister, or crack can turn into an infection, a hospitalization, or even a permanent mobility issue, especially after the age of 55. Picture this: you step on something sharp in the hallway but don't feel it right away. Later, you notice a little redness, maybe some swelling. You clean it quickly and move on. Days go by and it becomes harder to walk. You begin shifting weight to the other leg. Soon your balance changes, your posture adjusts, and the pain spreads to places you didn't expect. For most healthy younger adults, the skin repairs quickly, nerves send clear pain signals, and circulation supports healing. But after 55, especially for those with diabetes, peripheral artery disease, or neuropathy, everything slows down. Blood flow to the extremities weakens. Sensation in the feet dulls. And wounds, however small, take longer to heal and are often noticed too late. Infections can spread before you feel them, and by the time pain returns, the damage is already deeper. This is not just a medical issue, it's an emotional one. Small foot wounds can force people into inactivity, which weakens the legs, limits mobility, and causes a loss of confidence. One small injury leads to a larger fear of movement, a reduction in daily steps, and eventually dependence on others. The tragedy is not the wound itself, but how quietly it escalates. That's why daily foot checks aren't just for people with known conditions. They're for anyone who wants to stay ahead of problems before they start. So before you assume a cut is just a scratch, ask yourself, are you truly aware of what's happening at the furthest edge of your body, or are your feet silently carrying damage your eyes haven't caught yet? Because sometimes it's not the big fall, but the tiny wound you never checked that changes everything. 6. Toenails, the tiny architects of pain. Have you ever winced with each step, not because of your legs, but because of something as small as your toenail? It might seem trivial, even silly. But the way you cut, care for, or ignore your toenails can quietly dictate how you walk, how you stand, and how much pain you carry through your lower body every single day. Imagine this. You're trimming your toenails like you've always done, quick, rounded, maybe a little shorter than needed. A few days later, you feel a sharp pressure on the side of your toe. You adjust your gait without thinking, placing more weight on your outer foot to avoid the pain. That small shift, repeated over days or weeks, begins to strain your ankle, tighten your calf, and pull at your knee. It all started with a nail that curved into the skin and caused an ingrown toenail, one of the most common and most underestimated sources of lower body misalignment in older adults. As we age, our nails thicken, circulation slows, flexibility declines, and it becomes harder to reach our feet, let alone trim them with precision. Cutting toenails too short or rounding the edges may feel neater, but it invites the nail edge to dig into the skin. That leads to swelling, inflammation, and often infection. In response, our body unconsciously alters posture and balance to reduce pressure, which over time creates pain elsewhere. What begins at the toe often ends up in the hip. And yet few people ever suspect that a tiny nail could have such a wide impact. This is where small maintenance turns into major prevention. Cutting toenails straight across, avoiding excess trimming, and using proper tools or professional foot care isn't cosmetic, it's structural. Your toes are the foundation of every step you take. So before you blame your shoes, your joints, or even your age, ask yourself, when was the last time you really looked at your toenails, not just for appearance, but for alignment, tension, and pain they might be quietly creating? Because sometimes the most powerful architects of your discomfort are the ones hidden in plain sight. 7. Skin that cracks more than you know. What if that dry, cracked skin on your heels isn't just a cosmetic nuisance, but a structural weakness quietly sabotaging your movement? Most people over 55 notice the change. Skin that once felt supple now dries faster, flakes more often, and sometimes even splits open. You put on socks, apply a little lotion when it feels rough, and move on. But what if those cracks are more than surface deep? What if they're weakening the way you walk, the way you balance, the way your legs absorb the world beneath you? As we age, our skin produces less natural oil and loses elasticity. On the feet, especially the heels, this leads to thickened, dry skin that becomes brittle under pressure. Every step on a hard surface pushes the dry edges to spread and split, creating fissures that not only hurt, but force your body to shift weight away from the pain. That small compensation might be unnoticeable at first, but over time it builds tension into your calves, alters your stride, and throws off your joint alignment from the ground up. Worse still, cracks in the skin, especially for those with diabetes or reduced circulation, are open invitations for infection. And because they often develop slowly, many people don't feel the danger until it becomes a visible wound, or worse, an open sore that won't heal. Emotionally, it creates a sense of fragility, the subtle hesitation before stepping, the quiet dread of barefoot walking, the reluctance to move freely. And yet, the solution is surprisingly simple. Consistent moisturizing with urea-based or shea butter creams, gentle exfoliation after warm showers, and daily inspection of your heels for signs of dryness or stress. It's not indulgence, it's injury prevention. The skin on your feet carries your entire weight every single day. When it breaks, so does your foundation. So before you dismiss those dry cracks as normal, ask yourself, is this just skin, or is it my body quietly telling me that it's struggling to support me? Because sometimes what's flaking on the surface reflects what's fracturing underneath. 8. Legs that don't move, muscles that don't stay. What if the very act of resting, something we are told is essential for aging bodies, is quietly draining your strength? For many people over 55, the belief that taking it easy protects the body has become almost sacred. But here's the quiet truth. When your legs stop moving regularly, your muscles don't just rest, they begin to vanish. You might start by skipping a walk here and there, choosing the elevator instead of stairs, or sitting longer between tasks. At first, nothing seems wrong, but then one day standing up from a chair takes more effort. Climbing stairs becomes a conscious act. Walking across the room requires a hand on the table for balance. This slow weakening isn't dramatic, which is why it's often ignored. But behind the scenes, a process called sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, is already underway. After 50, your body naturally begins to lose 1–2% of muscle mass per year, and without resistance or movement, that process accelerates. The muscles of your thighs and calves, which once supported quick turns and confident strides, start thinning. Your reflexes dull, your balance declines, and falls become not just possible, but probable. Emotionally, this leads to a dangerous feedback loop. Feeling weaker makes you move less, which in turn makes you weaker still. But the answer isn't intense workouts or gym routines. It's small, consistent movement. Seated leg lifts, toe raises, ankle circles, even 5 minutes of intentional walking around the house. These micro-activations tell your muscles, you're still needed. And when the body believes it's still needed, it keeps showing up for you. So the next time you tell yourself that resting is helping, ask instead, am I truly restoring strength or letting it quietly disappear? because muscles don't leave without permission. They retreat when they feel forgotten. 9. Water, the forgotten leg medicine. What if your leg cramps at night, your stiff knees in the morning, and your heavy feet by afternoon all shared one overlooked cause: dehydration? Most people over 55 assume water is about thirst, and if they're not thirsty, they must be fine. But aging changes more than joints and muscles. It dulls the body's thirst signals, meaning by the time you feel dry, you're already behind. Picture this: you wake in the night with a sharp cramp in your calf. You stretch, massage, maybe blame it on sleep position, but what you might be missing is that your muscles aren't contracting from overuse, they're screaming for hydration. Muscles depend on a precise balance of water and electrolytes to contract and relax smoothly. When fluid levels drop, that balance collapses, and the result is the stabbing grip of a leg cramp, often arriving in the middle of the night when circulation slows. But it doesn't stop there. Your joints, especially knees and ankles, rely on synovial fluid made mostly of water to glide without friction. Dehydration reduces this lubricant, leading to stiffness and a sandpaper-like sensation when you move. Blood becomes thicker, circulation slows, and feet begin to swell or feel numb, not from disease but from simple lack of hydration. Yet most people don't connect these issues to water because water seems too simple to be the missing link. That's the danger. When something feels ordinary, we underestimate its power. And the emotional impact is real too. Feeling tired, sluggish, or sore makes us avoid movement, which further weakens the legs that are already struggling to stay strong. So this isn't about drinking gallons or following a strict plan. It's about conscious hydration, small sips throughout the day, water-rich foods like cucumber and melon, and making hydration part of your rhythm, not a reaction to thirst. Before you reach for a supplement, a stretch, or a new shoe, pause and ask, have I simply forgotten to give my legs the water they need to do their job? Because sometimes the cure isn't complex, it's just been quietly ignored. 10. Socks, shoes, and the story of hygiene. When was the last time you truly thought about your socks or the age of your shoes? It sounds minor, almost laughable, until you realize that what covers your feet every day may be quietly shaping how your legs feel, how your joints move, and how your body balances. Most people over 55 slip into the same pair of slippers, sneakers, or socks out of routine. If they still fit, they must still work, right? But the reality is socks and shoes wear out invisibly. The cushioning flattens, the soles lose grip, and moisture-wicking fibers break down, turning supportive gear into sources of strain, imbalance, and infection risk. Old shoes stop absorbing shock efficiently, meaning each step sends more pressure up through your ankles, knees, and hips. And socks, especially if reused too long or made of cheap synthetic materials, trap sweat, bacteria, and dead skin. For aging skin, especially with thinner layers and reduced circulation, this becomes a breeding ground for athlete's foot, fungal infections, and even wounds that heal slower than they used to. But there's also a deeper layer. When you continue wearing items that no longer serve you simply because they're still here, you teach your body to accept discomfort as the norm. Emotionally, it's a form of quiet neglect, the kind that doesn't feel urgent, but over time lowers your standard for how good your feet and legs could feel. Clean, breathable socks that are changed daily help regulate moisture and reduce skin breakdown. Well-fitted shoes with proper arch support and non-slip soles restore alignment and reduce fatigue. You don't need luxury brands, just awareness, routine renewal, and the willingness to upgrade what your body depends on every step of the way. So before you head out the door tomorrow, pause and ask, are your socks and shoes still supporting you, or are they silently asking to be replaced? Because sometimes strength begins not with a new workout, but with the decision to stop ignoring the layer closest to your skin. Final, it's never just about the legs. It's about the quiet relationship we've built with movement, with trust in our own body, with the spaces we walk through every day without noticing how they shape our strength or chip away at it. Sometimes the greatest changes don't begin with a diagnosis or a dramatic fall, but with a softer moment, the realization that our body has been whispering for a while and we've only just learned to listen. The way we treat our feet, the stillness we normalize, the comfort we cling to even when it no longer supports us, these aren't just habits, they're reflections of how much presence we bring into our daily life. So before today becomes another day you move without thinking, pause for a moment, look at the shoes by your door, touch your calves, notice how you stand on your own or needing something to lean on. And ask yourself quietly and without judgment, when did I stop hearing what my body was trying to say, and what might shift if I began listening again?